Hi, I'm Amanda Woodall and welcome to my fashion school. So today we're going to learn how to build our online fashion profile. And what I mean by profile is we're going to make accounts that make us searchable online as a fashion professional. In my previous video, I spoke about 3 apps that I recommend that you download. And these are Instagram, Pinterest, and Depop. Now, you might already be very well acquainted with these apps, but I'm going to teach you how to use these to boost your fashion skills specifically. So keep watching because you never know, there might be something new you can learn. So as with any online space, there can be a layer of toxicity, but I'm going to direct you away from this by using our accounts specifically for fashion. Instagram. So Instagram is a social media app, which means it can give you a way to connect with other like-minded individuals. And this is good for us because we're always looking to connect and be inspired by other artists and designers. And we're also able to keep up with world influences that might impact our design process. We want to find people who are going to support us and share information with us. So the best way is to search for people who are sharing their content in these fields and connect with them. We have the ability to like, share and comment on work that inspires us, and this encourages other people to discover our work. So every time you connect with another artist, you're also leaving a way for people to connect with you. Block any horrible comments or anyone that makes you feel uncomfortable, and by clearing our space, we leave ourselves with a happy and positive place to network. So the second function of Instagram is a space for us to share our content. It's a visual-based platform, which means you can share photography and video. Here is an opportunity for us to express ourselves, show people who we are as an artist and what our interests are and how we communicate these visually. It can be a really empowering space that we design based on our interests and have a lot of fun doing it. So everybody has a different level of confidence of what they'd like to share. So some people, they love modelling. They like to style outfits and model their final designs. Other people prefer just to show their final outcomes and get some opinions from other people who work in the field. And then some people love to show the whole process from the initial design period to the final outcome. I don't recommend sharing too much personal information unless your art is based very closely on your personal experiences, and then that's your choice. But a good way to keep yourself in a comfortable place is to ask yourself, would I share this in a public gallery or exhibition? And if the answer is no, then ask yourself, why is this okay to share online? Because this is your public gallery. So to get you started, here are a few easy content suggestions that you can share as your first photographs and videos. And also, if you'd like to share your experiences on this course, that would be great. And I am Amanda Jane Woodall on Instagram. Come and connect with me because I love sharing the work of other artists and creatives. Pinterest. So Pinterest is a visual search engine very similar to Google Images, except the content is uploaded by its users. So you can find some up-to-date and relevant fashion information there. So Pinterest is not without its controversy. Many artists do not like this platform because they feel like it leads to duplication and plagiarism, which is fair enough. but I'm going to show you a way that you can create new ideas using this content instead of directly copying them. But the great thing about Pinterest is it's a very easy way to organize your creative ideas. Because when you find an inspiring image, you can save it to a category. And this means that you can very easily find this image again as it's stored in a place that makes sense. So also, each image is going to give you search suggestions of similar interests. So this makes it really easy to build upon our research. So the first thing to do is to go to the search bar and search an area of fashion that you feel interested. Scroll through the suggested images until you find something that has the wow factor for you. And then save this into an initial file called inspiration, initial ideas, something along those lines, until you have around 12 images. Once you've completed this task, then go back to these images and have a think about what it is that you enjoy about them so much. So some initial things to analyse could be the colour, sewing techniques, a pattern, the designer, or the silhouette of the image. And now we're going to use what we have learned from these images to create some keywords. So we can use these keywords to take us into specific areas of fashion. Sometimes it could be even further afield than fashion. It could be nature, photography, architecture. And then we're going to use these ideas to create something really unique. So for a beginner, this process can stay quite close to fashion. So you can look for search words which are just moving us away from the initial image, but still we're in that safe zone of what we understand within fashion terms. But as we progress through this course, I'm going to teach you how we can turn more abstract concepts into ideas for fashion. And this is called conceptual fashion. But for now, just keep analysing and creating new categories and expanding your research. And really enjoy the process of finding out what visuals inspire you as a creative. Depop. So Depop is a platform where we can buy and sell second-hand clothing. Its main aim is to reduce fast fashion consumption as we're buying directly from one user to another. Essentially, it's eBay, but for second-hand clothing. And as a designer, we can use this platform to learn the very basics of having a small fashion business. We can learn to identify trends, and we can use this information to know about the sales markets. And we can also sell our own good quality used clothing to make some money back for our education expenses. I'm not going to show you how to sell a lot of clothing for a mass amount of profit because that's not my interest in the fashion industry. But what I am going to do is show you how to make your own fashion consumption more circular, which means that nothing we're going to use for our fashion design is going to be thrown away. Depop can also be used for inspiration as there is a wealth of modern era vintage clothing that we can explore and learn from. You can purchase clothing for a reasonable amount of money, which helps us to learn styling, photography of clothing, and also learning more about the construction and fit of clothing. And even without purchasing any clothing, just browsing different garments every day is going to give us education about different garments, which is going to strengthen our design skills. So when you come across something that catches your eye, just save it because you never know when this item is going to come in useful for further inspiration. We now have access to 3 great platforms that are going to give us some exposure and some exploration into the real fashion industry. And for each of these platforms, I will do specific videos going into the little details, but for now, what we're looking to do is explore and create new ideas and gain more knowledge. So we have come to the end of this video, and I hope I've given you something that you can go and do to enhance your creative design journey. And I will see you in my next videos. How to make a background for fashion photography, and also the 3 basic steps of design.